Good evening and welcome back to Jerusalem, where King Nuno the Wise recently came to the throne, succeeding his mother, Queen Elvira the Confessor. And King Nuno has two problems, I think, roughly two problems. One of them is that he still can't found the Empire of Outremer, not because he lacks the territory, he's got the territory he needs, but because he doesn't have 5,000 points worth of prestige, he only has 2,902.
And even when you create all kingdoms, that's only to give you about another 800 prestige or something.
Yes. And he already controls one of the kingdoms he wants. The second problem is Prince Gillen, because owing to, frankly, incompetence on my part, Duke Gillen of Mosul, or Prince Gillen of Jerusalem, the heir to the Kingdom of Jerusalem, is betrothed to Brunhilde di Spoleto, who I'm sure is a lovely girl, but she isn't a genius, and she is not really appropriate material for marrying Prince Gillen. Does not meet my high standards, no. If I'd been sensible, I would have arranged that she'd met someone else, that was betrothed to someone else. But the problem is that I can't break this betrothal because Duke Gillen is a duke in his own right and is thus not in my court, is not in King Nuno's court. Brunhilde is actually now in King Nuno's court because I thought that might be helpful. But is not his vassal, and so he can't break the betrothal from this side either. Now just wondering, I presume I can't I can't betroth someone to Nuno because he's already betrothed. So we have this problem.
So aren't they quite closely related? Is there not like a risk here that, you're going to end up with
only about 4 or 5 generations back.
Okay, that's all right then.
I think 4 generations back we reached Queen Adal. Well, 5 generations from them we reach Adalberta, the Sword of Jesus, the first queen of Africa, or of Egypt rather, the first Christian queen of Egypt. So they may share a name, but they're not actually closely related.
Okay.
But this doesn't help. She's still not a good match.
Yeah.
I have better standards than that. So one way to fix this would be for her to somehow become my vassal. But the slight problem is that she is the daughter of the current duke, to become my landless vassal. The problem is that she is the daughter of the current Duke of Baghdad, so that's going to be quite hard to achieve. Technically I can revoke his title, but that would make me very unpopular, as indeed would randomly imprisoning him. Similarly, we can't imprison her because, well, she hasn't done anything wrong yet. We can plot to murder her. It's quite not a lot that children can do. We can't have her excommunicated even. We can plot to murder her. And she is conveniently in our court. But apparently our potential plot power is only 41.7%.
You might just have to let the marriage happen
and
try not to make it happen again with the next generation.
So the other thing, oh, excellent special tithe.
Slightly sneaky thing. Is she older than him?
Oh,
Is she-
I don't know, but she ain't on his screen anymore.
Oh, excellent. Right, well, quick, get him engaged before.
I mean, I've got the restrict marriage button selected. What happened to what happened to that? I have no idea why they're no longer engaged. Like, she's still alive. I didn't murder her.
Random fluctuations in space-time continue.
It seems like the sort of thing where there'd be a log message somewhere.
Not
Well, they're not very closely related to. They're not very they're not people I directly care about in a sense,
unless you were watching her.
which I wasn't, and like they're both somewhat independent of me.
You wouldn't get any log messages about them.
Prince Gillen of Jerusalem has broken the betrothal between Brunhilde di Spoleto. What? I think something's confused here. Prince Gillen of Jerusalem has broken the betrothal between Brunhilde di Spoleto and Brunhilde di Spoleto. Pretty sure she wasn't betrothed to herself, you know. Right.
Maybe he was confused enough to believe she was.
So possibly by bringing her into my court, I confused him so much that he didn't know whether he was coming or going anymore and broke the betrothal. Right. You, sir, are getting a better match. Here, for instance, is Antusa, a courtier in Tortosa, who is a Greek but Catholic, generally good 13-year-old genius. And she is, by means I can't currently remember, my direct vassal. I think I invited her over to be his wife, and then didn't, and then she's off being educated somewhere vaguely useful. But right, that will be much better. Rather perversely, that appears then as a message from him, because I've told him he should ask me if he can marry her, and he did so. Right, that's better.
Even if it happened due to a weird glitch.
I mean, I don't like exploiting the everyone randomly leaves defensive pacts because you've saved and reloaded bug, but I'm quite happy to exploit random things that go on. Right, so meanwhile, one interesting thing is that the overlap now between de jure and de facto Iraq is actually quite small, and it's that one duchy there. The Duchy of Khuzestan. So were we to were someone to start another holy war against the Najidids, we could actually be in a position to usurp Iraq, which would be nice. Sadly, I have a truce with Sultan Ramadan, so I can't do that myself immediately. One of my vassals is still
Not like the others, no.
at war with the, two of my vassals are still at war with the Sultan. I think they're at war with him over that one county, which is a bit mad. Duke Erich is at 67% war score, and I just took this great lump off them. I mean, I don't actually care who takes that duchy off them. It need not be one of my vassals. I just want them not to control any of Deja Iraq anymore. Oh, who are you at war with? Okay, you're engaged in a holy war for Hauserland, so you're still trying to get the few remaining bits of non-Christian Africa, which is like that tiny little patch in the middle, because all the Western guys have converted to Catholicism. The church wants to organise a miracle play for a local saint in our domain. They seem to feel it should fall on our shoulders to pay for it. It's quite expensive. I do kind of want some money. I will pay for it though, because I like the piety as well. Yes, where's my court chaplain at the moment?
Yes, go to that green blob.
He is in Rafa, which is a good place for him to be. Oh, yes, we want prestige. Hold a feast. So you can imprison the Count of Dorilion, and we can imprison Zentulo Munez. Don't think we need either of those imprisoned. What are we doing for factions? Nothing even slightly threatening at the moment. Yes, pay the acrobats. Unpause, things will happen better then. Let's switch back to realm view. We do also need to sort out that. Oh, is there a... Yes, there's a duchy I need to get hold of by some means. Yeah, let's exchange money for prestige. Let's get some technology. Let's invite everyone to my feast and hope they turn up. Apparently Duke Antonio's not coming. Princess Jimena. Similarly, Baron Idris, Bishop Fortun, Me Eramun. That's it. That might be it. Oh, slow fever is still spreading across my kingdom. Well, okay, occasionally breaking out on the edges. Well, the wars are proceeding. 86% in favour of Duke Erich. Still stuck at 31% in favour of Duchess Munia. Count Saurus, who I'm already considering imprisoning, cut the throat of one of my servants. Right, let's imprison him. My son Gonçal is not exerting himself. Is he dense, or do we try to make him diligent? We'll try to make him diligent. We succeeded in making him diligent. What's that message? Oh yes, that I've imprisoned the Count of Dorilion. He can stay there for the rest of the feast. Ah, that's the feast over. Right, pay a fine and get out. So, yes, around here, I think there's a duchy that I don't have because I can't usurp it because the holder is at war. Yes. Which I would like to usurp so that I can tidy that area up a bit. Oh, I could not help but overhear the stable master and a courtier's animated discussion. Something about a horse and a payment due today, but the courtier insisted on paying the stable master later this week. So I should resolve the dispute between Reinhold and the stable master, apparently. I tried to be as just as I could. Apparently this does improve Reinhold's opinion of me. Because, well, I'm just...
Like a large amount of text for no actual choice that you could make.
No. County of Hajar has converted.
The word symbol came up on the screen. I read it as speak. Sound like a bird.
Right, we only have Rafa there to convert, and then all that Zikri lump up there. That's nice. People joining the defensive pact. So he's not at war with anyone else, and let's just find that duchy again. He is only at war transitively, as it were. So once these holy wars are over, we should be able to claim that, to usurp that duchy. We are just waiting for some sieges to complete, probably. I mean, like, eventually someone will win by, 99% now. My marshal has wounded himself, or rather been wounded by someone dropping a boulder on his foot.
Battle or just at random?
He was training some peasants in how to operate siege weapons. Right, come on, 99% war score. Surely it can't take very long to get the last 1% unless you've messed things up and need a battle. In which case, they're over there. Go and get them. That's nice. You're a mastermind theologian. I don't think I have a use for you. Let's check where my other children are married to or betrothed to. So Gillen is properly betrothed to Antusa. Raka is betrothed to a genius. Excellent. Gonzal, the relatively useless, is not currently betrothed, and he is 11, so we should probably fix that.
Is what's her face in a matrilineal?
Yes.
Good. Okay, just checking.
To Bernard Anton de Tierne. who is like also in my court. We should probably find someone for Gonzal. Is there anyone I'd like a non-aggression pact with? Africa will probably be good. Like, they're still quite big. Scotland would be amusing, but probably less helpful. King Carl the Wise of where? Probably somewhere in Germany. Well, let's see. Let's actually do this from the other direction. Who have you got available in on your side? King Leopold the Glorious of Africa, who appears to be 40 and yet betrothed to a 15-year-old. Is she a particularly good 15-year-old? She's Duchess Munia of Samara. Well, that's confusing. I mean, I think I've got enough crown authority that won't be inconvenient for me, but...
It wasn't like in this one, but there was a brief, I can't remember it, so a brief something. That's, yes, why ministers never allowed to go anywhere without their briefs. Oh, it's in case they get caught with their trousers down.
So Gonzal is 11. He has a proud 8-year-old or a completely undistinguished 5-year-old, who I presume are both Leopold's. They're not his daughters, because he has no daughters. His previous marriage was completely unproductive, possibly because his wife was 24 years older than him. So I think, yeah, it's Princess it's not them. Okay, who are these kids who are apparently available to marry Gonzal? I mean, I suppose I should check whether they are available. Ilsa and Mechthild. Oh, no. There are political concerns about marrying in a way that will cause a...
Those pictures are exactly the same as the two previous people you betrothed.
Yeah, all children look... Well, not all children look identical, but there aren't that many.
There are like 3 or 4 at most.
You think they could at least cycle the colour so the kids, so the boys won't all wear orange.
So, yeah, okay, he doesn't have anyone that I can actually... He doesn't want to give me a non-aggression pact, the nuisance. Okay, let's do it from this side. Who can we get an even slightly good non-aggression pact with? Tsar of Bulgaria? Tsar of Bulgaria with a slightly younger person, but she is slow. And Carl the Wise, King of Franconia, so he's not that useful because he's not independent. She is strong, though. How old's Engeltraud? 14, maybe a bit on the old side.
This is for your like the 3rd son or something, isn't it?
Yes.
I wouldn't worry that much.
Trude of Leon. Arles, King of Valencia, King of Bohemia. King of England. Is England of any useful strength? England's not bad, actually. Scotland, on the other hand, not really worth getting a non-aggression pact with. Edgar of England. It's quite tempting. Yeah, let's grab Mildred. Kind of like the look of her.
What's she done from the shipwreck?
I don't know. Currently at war with Scotland.
War with Scotland.
What? No, the English are at war with Scotland,
But that makes sense.
and I've just well, I now have a non-aggression pact with England. I could try to get an alliance with them, but maybe I shouldn't do that while they're at war with Scotland.
Yeah.
I mean, they're going to win the war with Scotland. There's no danger of.
War with Scotland, you have to do it like, I don't know, harsh language delivered through a megaphone.
Boats.
Yes, we have ships.
Even with boats that way, they fail all the time.
Come on, find that extra 1% war score. There's a nice big army just there you could go and hit.
Yeah, but you know the AI is not very high.
Yes. Duchess Munia, meanwhile, has got up to 37% war score. But the thing is, if she wins this war, she will get nothing. Because she doesn't control any of the target county. And it's a holy war, and so you only get the controlled bits of territory, or the completely unoccupied ones, not the bits that are currently being occupied by the Duke of Baghdad. Duke Nuno of Galilee has grown up and become a mastermind theologian. That's nice. Seems to be fairly happy with my rule. Oh, Duchess Munia of Samara has imprisoned a bunch of people. Was that just what got her up to 37% war score? Yes. Meanwhile, the Najidids are taking back their places in the mountains, which will benefit Duchess Munia of Samara. Who is apparently a detached priest. Not sure that will help her. Thank you. You're making my vassals like me. This is good. I'm kind of impressed that Evanthia, Duchess of Jazeera, is like in my prison. I think it's my prison. Yes. And still only has an opinion of me of -5.
Maybe it's a very nice prison. Is that a purple blob in individual territory? It's suddenly by that?
Oh. Yes. What? How did that happen? The despot of Armenia has just grabbed a county off me somehow.
With, high
Because, again, it shouldn't be possible for that to be inherited away from me. Now I'm going to have to go to war with the Byzantine Empire.
Oh, that's some prestige.
It's
Not
true.
necessarily good for your cash flow, though.
Byzantine Empire is relatively scary at the moment. And it's not at war with anyone. Maybe we should leave that one for a bit. So presumably now, yes, I have does not completely control the region of the Near East.
Mysterious purple blob.
Yes. I mean, that's the same thing that I think is why there's a small patch of England here, that sometimes the prohibition, which might be useful actually, having, maybe I should get my alliance with England. Hey, how are you doing against Scotland?
I like to think that is they've deliberately put some corner of a foreign field in there.
That is forever England, or at least temporarily England. I mean, like, he's getting fairly close to full occupation of Scotland. He only needs about 1.5 more counties. But it'll probably be easier. He'll probably be better at materialising his troops in the right place if he can actually dismiss them first.
So I'm going to wait until the war is ended, then try.
95% in favour of King Edgar of England. What? Oh, of course, it's only 46% in favour of Duke what's named the Drunkard of Baghdad, because the Najidids are slowly retaking their territory. Because he's a stoat. And now Samarra and Baghdad are both besieging this place, which may not be the most helpful thing because I think only one of them will actually get it. So, yes, we're waiting perversely for England to not be at war. Right, I'm trying to improve my learning. That's why I got this odd event. There is an old hermit somewhere in the back country of Jerusalem who is said to possess great wisdom as well as razor-sharp wit. Some claim he once served in the clergy. Others say he was a mercenary captain who decided to put down his arms for good. Whatever his past, many seek him out for counsel. Will you?
With that description, how would you know if you found him?
Well, then he says it's the 80s. It's obvious, isn't it?
I shall find this hermit.
Yes, I think you have a point there. Yes, or Steph has an alternative interpretation. All we know is he's called the Stig.
Right, England is no longer at war with Scotland. It now has a truce with Duchess Bergflad of Moray, because Scotland has changed hands, possibly.
Scotland's pleasingly lumpy when you zoom in like that.
Well, it is.
So the Queen of Scotland is now Queen Ewenna, the usurper of Scotland. And yes, one of her vassals is the Duchess of Moray, who was previously Queen of Scotland. So that means I could now try asking England for an alliance. But he would refuse. His political concerns sadly outweigh his somewhat high opinion of me. They look like pretty vicious political concerns. Don't think I can find that many pluses just by showering him with money. That's inconvenient. Look at France.
Well, it's still suffering from the explosion of the resulting after becoming a theocracy, isn't it?
The Kingdom of France is still the theocracy of France.
Yeah, but mostly
It controls almost no territory
yeah,
now.
it's the Kingdom of Poitiers and the Kingdom of Tours, or is it Anjou? It's the Kingdom of Anjou.
There's a duchy. Yeah, there's an Anjou and a Poitou and a Toulouse and a
Some other bits.
something else and an independent Paris and Blois. Um, the Kingdom of Brittany, but some of it's owned by Africa. There's a Serbian revolt over here.
Well, technically, that's probably in Switzerland.
And Burgundy and a bit of the the Metropolitan of Vienne.
Yeah, Francis is suffering some issues.
Who is an Orthodox Occitan. And the HRE has now occupied all of the southern coast. Apart from the bit that Italia holds. More Balkan than the Balkans. Though, partly because they've got some of Serbia over there. Right, so I'm not going to get... with a mule as your only company, you could have taken something else. You depart for the Hermit's Cave. The journey is long, and the roads, where they exist at all, are in poor condition. Finally, after reaching the end of a narrow mountain path, you come upon the cave. A ragged piece of cloth is all that shields the entrance from the outside elements. Old man, show yourself. The cloth parts slightly to reveal the face of a gnarled old man. He regards you in silence for a moment, with beady eyes, then disappears behind the cloth again. No solicitors, he shouts. I have travelled far, old man. I will not be denied. You push the curtain aside and enter the dark cave. Deep inside you find the hermit seated on a cushion in flickering candlelight. He seems to be in some kind of trance at first, but then he opens an eye and looks at you with mild annoyance. I thought I said, oh, spit it out then, what do you want? I hope to share your wisdom, may I stay?
This is King Watson, who's
Yes,
buggered off to do
King Nuno is off in the mountains trying to
but
find a hermit.
still in constant mobile phone contact with running the rest of the kingdom.
Yes. After much badgering, I mean, he could have had a regent, but he doesn't. The old man finally relents and permits you to stay for a few days. You observe him carefully and learn as much as you can. In the end, his wisdom seems limited to an endless stream of platitudes and maxims. You have memorised many, and at least they will make you seem more learned in the eyes of others. Semper umi sub ubique, gain 2 learning. King Nuno the Wise fulfilled the ambition to improve learning, which at least gets me a bit of prestige.
Hang on, you're the wise, but your learning's poor.
But my learning was 7, yes. I don't know. Maybe it was a sarcastic nickname.
Or possibly you have high whiz but low int. Is also.
Also, Semper Ubi Sub Ubi.
No one said that the Latin had to be right. He's not very good. He's not going to spot any,
That's not just not right, that's actually a joke.
Probably,
The
yes.
joke translation of always wear underwear.
Right, yes. I mean, that might be helpful advice for a medieval monarch, I'm not sure.
make sure your submarines are in good nick.
Or at least advice that a medieval monarch would be likely to get from someone who lives in an inadequately insulated cave.
Right, so the Najidids have reclaimed their territory, so that's going to be inconvenient for my vassals who are trying to go to war with them. But now the Najidids are coming back, possibly to try to reclaim their capital. Meanwhile, this guy, oh, we have an offer of marriage, is at war with someone nearby. Who's he at war with? No, maybe he is just helping with the defence of Iraq. So you're proposing that Princess Bohuslava of Bohemia, who for some reason is in my court, should marry this guy. Okay, yes, I don't think I really need her. Well, oh, Prince Ghislaine has come of age. He turned out as a tough soldier. What's the point of a tough soldier?
Well, better than a flimsy one.
Yes, but still, I was hoping for a brilliant strategist.
You didn't even get the is tough soldier the next one down? No.
No, it's a 2-pip one.
I forgot what the 3-pip one is. Something tactician?
Yes.
Skilled tactician, isn't it? Something like that. It's brilliant strategist, skilled tactician, and then tough soldier, and then there's I can't remember what the you're so useless we shouldn't have let you have a sword at all one.
Yes. So so good job I got him married to a genius, betrothed to a genius at least. She is our only hope. Let's see who's tutoring her. Oh, she's being tutored by a mere charismatic negotiator. We should fix that before she turns 16. Right, what does he need? He actually could do with,
Some backstabbing or
well, either some backstabbing or he could do with getting better martial. Possibly better stewardship for more.
I mean, better stewardship is probably useful when you're about to found an empire.
I mean, that is what we've ended up having suggested. Right. We have got her being tutored by someone Midas touched. Which might do the job. Oh, Duchess Nunia of Arabia has died and been replaced by Duke Wido of Arabia, who is 9 years old. So what's going on with these holy wars then? Right, you've got more defenders, that's what's happening. Duke Erich is slowly getting into more and more trouble because he's an idiot. Queen Munia, on the other hand, is actually doing a halfway competent job. Misguided warrior. Count Lope has just achieved it.
Right.
Oh, good. Duchess Garafalia finally died.
Oh, the one in prison.
No, she wasn't in prison, but she was inconvenient for various reasons I can't currently remember. Duke Lazaros looks like he will do. Right, so Duchess of Samara is now settling down to besiege the territory that everyone's fighting over. Meanwhile, the Duke of Baghdad has got himself into a battle, but someone is not sending reinforcements, so he's going to win it, probably. Xenia Mekones has turned out tolerably, though I have no idea what she's for. She has turned out the wrong religion, though, so we'll fix that. Oh, the faithful prepare for war. A messenger approaches us with a letter from the Vatican, from the Vicar of Christ himself. He is asking us to prepare our men to fight against heathens and infidels, to restore Christendom to the lost places of the world. The Pope wants what? The Pope wants to send our faithful Christian men against Finland. That will be Finland, against whom we've already sent one crusade, which we won.
Well, didn't the Pope end up King of Finland?
Yes.
Yes.
Pope, what the hell have you done? He's still King Bishop of Finland.
We're going to have a look at what's going on in Finland before we...
The region is held, presumably some of the region is held by the heathen High Chief Anmot of Pojama, and it is time to return it to Christianity once more. Though the Pope wants to invade Finland, a pious Christian could convince everyone to focus on another objective that is more value to us. My men are ready to Finland. So, yes, the papacy, he has switched back to the papacy being his primary title. For a while, he was actually primarily King Bishop of Finland. But the thing is, there's that great lump there, and a little bit in its trouser pocket too. Yes, that he thinks should be his. Well, not should be his, should be Christendom's. Presumably, he's not planning on it being his.
Well, presumably, he's tried to take it by,
More conventional means, and has gone, sod it, I'm the Pope.
I need a crusade, damn it.
I mean, that seems like quite a small piece of stuff like papacy.
It's true. He doesn't have very much territory. He's not...
You can see why he feels that if he's got all this power behind him, he must have...
I mean, he has only got 1.8 thousand troops, which is rather smaller than, like, you can get from a crusade, where he'll get hundreds of thousands, all of them dying in the swamps of Finland, because that's what happens here. We know, I've seen Verity trying to invade this area. You go in there and then you discover that the supply limits are titchy. Actually, they're not so bad. They're about 10,000 here at the moment.
Yeah,
I think I've got enough military organisation that I can
it's not so bad. I mean, I will
take
also
it.
say that you're currently not in deep winter, and those aren't the
True.
worst bits. The worst bits for that are the hilly bits of Norway and the bits that the Kola holds.
Yes.
Those tend to have shitty supply limits, and the ditto further east in what's in Bjarnia. But and it's you're mostly evading, mostly okay, particularly
Yeah.
because you've got your nice high organisation.
And we have... Yes, we have military organisation 4, which makes things a lot easier. So do I have any really good candidates? Noting that there's a small chance I might end up playing as this person.
What's the Crusade do to your prestige?
I might gain some if I participate in it usefully. I can't remember. I think it's good for prestige. It's certainly good for piety and wealth. Oh, she looks quite fun. All her scores in double digits apart from learning, which is 7. And 18 years old. Let's drop her in there for now. Oh, I'm sufficiently influential that I can change the target of the crusade.
Oh, to what? And how much would it cost?
So I can spend piety.
What would you choose? That is.
I mean, like, if you're heading east, surely you go after the Abbasids.
It's kind of.
Right, let's make this a challenge. But we can't, apparently. They're not a valid target. Which is particularly silly, because, like, I actually adjoin them. There. Just. I've never been able to use this setting before. Not quite sure how it works. So Illamids on here. No, not even the Najadids are available. He seems to be mostly going after, mostly interested in people up here. I mean, Biarmia would be entertaining, but I don't think it's going to be more interesting than Finland, to be honest. And then we end up very far east, like Punjab is going. Why would that's just going to be Utsang? Utsang would be quite the challenge.
Oh god, I mean, getting out there, and then that's in an area, as you know, Bob, with I think that's probably got some pretty shitty supply limits.
Yes, 7,000,
Yeah.
which is like not bad, but for early in the game, but a bit low now.
Yes. Particularly when you're going to have, 40 or 100,000 troops across all, well, more than that, across all of the Christian nations trying to go there, and then all trying to pile into the same province because the AI is so helpful.
Let us march the entire armies of Christendom to the Himalaya.
Also, if you look at the map, you've got to basically go through the same pass to get there. What could possibly go wrong? I leave this as an exercise to the reader.
I mean, it would be amusing, but probably probably a crusade best experienced from a long way away.
Yes, with popcorn and a telescope.
So, and amusingly, the actual de jure kingdom of Utsang is this bit over here. So you would get this bit right on the eastern edge of the map. I mean, it's kind of tempting, but oh, go on. Let's see what happens if I click on that. So it costs 250 piety, but we can end up targeting one of those three. Let's just experiment with some of the other options. Where's he then? That's pretty distant. That's very distant. There's Perm. That's like, why are you not willing to go after somewhere warm? I mean, I suppose Punjab is probably warm. But that doesn't seem like a very useful piece of territory for anyone. I mean, it's only a fairly small bit there, or that tiny fragment, or some other tiny fragment I can't even see. There's like Malwa, no. Something, oh no, completely useless. Now, why are you so interested in India? I'm sure better places to go. At least easier places to go. Ah, there we are. That's one of the Abbasid territories. Just there, inconveniently labelled. So which bit of the Abbasid territories should we go for? Does that mean we do actually have we still don't have the Najidids available, but Caliph Rostam II is, so... Sorry?
Where is the Pope? Is he physically in Finland?
I think so.
Right. I mean, I wonder how Peter's going to be with you when you redirect his crusade somewhere that doesn't get rid of his annoying neighbours.
Apparently to the tune of 250 piety. And Persia's kind of slightly like the idea of going for Sistan and squishing the Abbasids between that and Outremer. Yeah, go on, let's go for that. King Nuno of Jerusalem, I write to inform you that the Holy See no longer supports Callistus for the lands of Sistan. With no fitting ruler, I will let you faithful men and women of the cross decide who these titles might benefit. Right, I think the Pope was actually intending to take the territory for himself in Finland, and that was why it said, that was why the Pope appeared there. Right. So yes, I think the Pope was actually planning to take that land for himself, and we've said, no, we're going to spend 250 piety sending the Crusades somewhere else, somewhere more convenient for myself. I have been unable to stop myself from being somewhat excited at the prospect of driving away the infidels from Sistan and restoring peace to these lands. I have not usually felt this inspired as a Christian, but maybe I am changing. Become zealous, +2 martial. Pick an ambition. Because that cost me virtue, right, piety, I can have the ambition to regain some piety. Right, how is this stupid complex of wars going? Badly. He managed to lose that battle somehow while I wasn't looking. Oh, it's been 2 years since the last feast. Let's hold another one. It's good for my prestige, and I need prestige. See, he's actually a slightly worthy opponent. No, still won't give me an alliance. Well, let's save going to war with the Byzantine Empire for a bit. Offer the musicians my patronage. Ditto the fire eaters. Spend lavishly on food for extra prestige. Well, only a tiny amount of extra prestige, to be fair. And invite everyone to my feast again. Well, yes. So the Duchess of Samara, is re-besieging this lot.
Is that green blob in your...
No, that's just outside. The border is, hang on, there. That one is a problem. Well, that was 10 points of prestige and not much else really. Byzantine Empire is I have like several different claims on Urbid. Rather curiously, I don't appear to have a de jure one. What? I can claim it for Duke Nuno of Galilee, who for some reason has a claim on it. So I think Queen Munia might still be able to win that battle, that war, but something interesting just happened to the Byzantine Empire. I don't think so. Haha, well that one worked at least. Antusa Adralestos did actually end up Midas touched.
That's the person betrothed at the start of this session.
Yes. Once he agrees to marry her, right. She should shortly work out that she's Duchess of Mosul.
I mean, you pick her being genius, she should work out.
Yes, there we are. Duchess Antusa of Mosul. Right, so Duchess Queen Munia of Africa is now besieging the target territory, but there is a great big enemy army coming to say hello, and they are far too big for her to be able to stop them. So she's going to lose that battle probably, unless she does something about it. You useless, useless vassals. I mean, admittedly, you've been being a bit slow about this, and you've ended up with too many people on the other side of the war. Well, revolting peasants in Socotra are just difficult. Oh! Queen Eudokia died of poor health at the age of 40. And we've lost our holy prepuce. That's very sad. Well, I need to find a new wife then.
I must say, if I ever have a wife, I hope, and should she be unfortunate enough to die, I hope someone will inform me in bigger text than that.
I mostly get informed of it by a little icon coming up to tell me I need to get married. Right, any eligible geniuses? No. Anyone eligible with half-decent stewardship? A few. Helga di Spoleto. Looks like she might be pretty good. Cecilia Di Maggiore? No, I think Helga's better. Yeah, let us go for Helga di Spoleto. Ooh, 556 prestige for marrying into House di Spoleto. I'm not really marrying into it, I'm marrying within it.
Well, that's a fair amount of prestige.
Yes, I doubt I can do much better than that. I think she may get a similar amount of prestige from marrying a di Spoleto. Well, yeah, let's go for that then. People will respect our wealth. Let us get 200 prestige for getting married. Helga has arrived at my court. That has fixed my domain limit problem because I chose her for having quite high stewardship. She has found herself some suitable headgear. I now have 4,213 out of the 5,000 required prestige. I may actually need to go to war with the Byzantine Empire, but like there's a crusade in the offing. We've only got a year till the crusade. I probably can't win a war with the Byzantine Empire in a year. Possibly the right thing is actually to start organising my troops for the crusade. So Ramadan is still head of the Najidids, isn't he? So I have a truce with him, yes. So Cherson are trying to take Crimea off him now, which might distract him. But like he is actually winning one of the two holy wars he's in now. He just beat the Duchess of Samara in a battle. Oh, is that Byzantine Empire actually at war with someone? No, sadly. So, I mean, we seem to be running out of audience here, and I'm going. Let's give us another 6 months or so, but then I probably don't want to be starting the crusade now, this session, and I don't really want to be going after the Byzantine Empire before the crusade. Because the crusade should leave me in a much better position to take on the Byzantine Empire. My son Gillen is now known as Duke Gillen the Just of Mosul.
Tough soldier, I'm not so just.
When does the next child come of age? Who's she being tutored by? Well, that's terrible. Get her a decent tutor. Who am I tutoring, if anyone? Wrong button. I'm only tutoring my son Prince Gonçal. Well, let's fix that as well. I mean, I'm only a skilled tactician, so we probably want to get her someone better than a skilled tactician. She's actually landed and stuff. She has pretty high diplomacy, so let's try to get her a strategic, yes, master strategist or whatever it is. Brilliant strategist. Go for Bernhard. He looks like he's all right. Oh, Gonsal's only 13. He's fine for him to be being tutored by me. Who's tutoring Manrique? Well, he's terrible. Let's fix that as well. I'll take on Manrique for now, because I've got good stats and get some control then. Right. That's slightly better organised my children.
Make them tidy their rooms, that sort of thing.
Yes.
Right, I'm Snooze. And I will see you online on Sunday because I will have been doing dangerous things.
So Queen Munia is still technically winning her war, but it's not going well for her. Slightly wondering... Oh dear, I've lost a commander. Wondering if I could go to war with one of the other participants in that war. Do we have any good candidates? No, not very. To be fair, the world doesn't have any very good candidates. Do we actually, like, what's our marshal like? So he's not an organiser. We only have one organiser. We really want a second organiser. There are no organisers who want to join my court, apparently. Oh, because I'm set that to search realm rather than search world. Right, that's better. But now there is a terribly good organiser who is sadly a woman and thus no use. Because it's currently not set to join court. Yes. So this guy is a 23 marshal organiser who is Christian and could be persuaded to join my court with an adequate bribe. Meanwhile, there seem to be a bunch of minor titles not assigned. I am actually going to want her opinion of me to be positive at some point so that I can change the inheritance law in Abyssinia. It's quite tempting to grant her I apparently can't grant her a minor title, possibly because she's in prison, indeed in the oubliette, gratuitously surviving. Duke of Arabia looks quite powerful and quite grumpy. I don't seem to have an award honorary title for him either, because I don't have any that I can award him, right? Actually, his opinion of me will improve hugely when I finally press his claim anyway. Right, there we go. No, we don't want an orthodox commander, so someone's trying to kill Prince Alaric. Maybe we should fix that. That's better. Arifid is now a Christian commander of Jerusalem, a Catholic commander of Jerusalem indeed, and is a very high martial organiser, which is just what we need. Yes, there was someone plotting to kill one of my... seemed to kill Prince Alaric. Okay, right, he isn't actually very interesting. And in fact, he's the wrong religion. Yes, I don't think any of that is anything to worry about. Duchess of Samara is trying to reorganise what little is left of her armies, but she is basically doomed because the Najidids have managed to pull in a sufficiency of troops. Yeah, okay, those rebels can't actually besiege anything in CK2, so they may as well just stay there. No, not holding a feast this year. Excellent, Rafa has become Catholic. That means the whole of what will be Outremer, well, with one exception, is Catholic now, so we can start nibbling away over here. Oh, Samara has gone for white peace with Sultan Ramadan. Well, I mean, well done on not making a complete pig's ear of it, I suppose. Oops, I seem to have accidentally disconnected from IRC. My laptop has turned itself off, I think. Oh well. So, how's this battle going to go? peasants have taken to arms in Aden. Oh dear. Well, we can probably crush that at least. Hmm. 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 Let's quickly crush this revolt. Meanwhile, how are things going over here? Ooh. Well, we're not going to win that one because those reinforcements are going to turn up. See? And things are going to go very, very badly for the Duke of Baghdad. That's probably enough if we give them some excellent commanders, or even halfway competent commanders. Yeah, there we go. Okay, someone came of age, no one cares. Queen Munia is at least getting a decent amount of money out of that war. Ramadan is doing his very best to defeat the Duke of Baghdad and is almost certainly going to win that one. Once he does, I can usurp this duchy here, but until he does, I can't. All right, that's another part of the Sultanate of Iraq, isn't it? Right, so we're only a few months away from the start of the crusade, so I'm going to want to start organising myself for that. And I think that should be where I start in the next session. So I think we will wind this one up here. We need to go to war with the Byzantine Empire to get back that county. But first there will be a grand crusade against the Abbasids, which should be quite entertaining, and which we should be quite successful in because they're right next door to us. But annoyingly, I will not get to play as Hildegard di Spoleto because, damn it, I'm going to found the Empire of Outremer. So we will see you next time. In the meantime, good night.